Okay, Wisdom on the Run. I am getting ready to leave for Wisdom on the Run. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Chilly, but gorgeous. Got my running shoes on here, and I am getting ready. So to run, sprint, walk, and waddle. I do all four. So come on along with me for Wisdom on the Run. So I get out here every morning, you know, and it is so beautiful and so wonderful. And I cut through my back property, and then I go past all the golf courses, all the way almost right to Dairy Queen, which is 2.5 miles. And then I come 2.5 miles back, which makes 5 miles. I love the crunchiness of the leaves. Oh my gosh. Most of the leaves are gone now. You know, they've all fallen, but they're so wonderful. If we pass the big bad wolf as I leave the property, the big bad wolf, I live in Goldilocks land. The big bad wolf happens to be a dog that's not the nicest dog. And we have a lot of wonderful dogs on this trail, and but that's not one of them. But fortunately it's fenced in. And this is like, once I get off my property, it's like there's a narrow piece of public property that we can all run on, and there it is. Okay. Every day, same thing. I go right over here on my property. Okay. There's so many wonderful dogs on this trail that come out to greet me, but that's not one of them. It's not one of them. Okay, now that I've made it past the big bad wolf, it is such a gorgeous, gorgeous day. And I woke up this morning, I took my time. You know, I got to thinking about something really interesting. And, you know, I believe that there's things that we need to pursue to make happen. It's not going to happen on its own. And yet there are also things that come to us. Good things. And as I'm preparing for this Thanksgiving, I'm so grateful for so many, many, many things. As you all know, I went through that whole breast scare recently, and fortunately, thank the Lord that it turned out fine. I went through all the testings and everything was fine. But and I believe to this day the cause of it was an underwire bra that had somehow rubbed so hard against my breast that caused that opening. And y'all know, go back and look on all those videos. Anyhow, it's almost completely healed. It's actually healed. It's just, you know how that you got a little crust on wherever you're healing. So that's kind of where I'm at. So it's all good now. But I got to thinking about making your life happen, but also letting good things come to you. Letting good things come to you. You know, we don't always have to be out there making things happen. Sometimes we can let things happen, good things. Now remember, like I always say, if you want something really great to happen, usually you have to initiate it, be prepared for it, make it happen. But also, good things can come to you. Problems can sometimes solve themselves when we leave them alone, you know. And some problems we have to address, otherwise they get bigger or don't go away. So it's all in wisdom and knowing which to do and which not to do. Okay, I gotta get down here. All the leaves have fallen. Oops. Okay, thank you. They let me come across. And so sprinklers are on. See, I don't want to run through the sprinklers. I'll get all wet on this cold day because it's cold, even though it's beautifully sunny. You can see it's sunny. And so I'm picking up a little bit of speed, but when I'm doing the camera, I can't go fast because we have a lot of tree roots and I can trip, and you'll see that on this trail. So these are mainly golf course homes and country clubs and things like that, although we live on private property. We don't live in a country club. We're very fortunate. I mean, country clubs are wonderful, but we're very fortunate because most of the homes in the country clubs are right on top of each other. And our home is, you know, on a private, it's a couple acres of land, and it's wonderful. So I love that privacy. I don't like being right on top of my neighbor, so to speak. So we're very blessed that way, as I call it, Grandma's house. So Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. We will celebrate it as a family, and I'm making the turkey, and I'm keeping it simple, actually. You know, normally I have like 20 dishes, and I'm not going to exhaust myself. I've already started my cooking. Not the turkey I'll do tomorrow. And I'm just enjoying. I want to enjoy it, and it can be simple. You know, sometimes less is more, and I wanted to talk about that. So when I was fasting, and I think I'd fasted for 5 days, you know, just water, basically, and I don't recommend that or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I do. And we'd gone to a restaurant. Oh my gosh, the food tasted like the best food I had ever eaten in my life. It did. It tasted like the best food, simply because I'd been without. So a piece of cabbage would have tasted fantastic. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes in life, less is more. So this year I'm not doing like 20 different dishes. I'm keeping it simple, you know. Mashed potatoes, gravy. People know me here. I'm the lady who runs. And some people know me from my YouTube channel as well. And so it's a small town. So I'm keeping it pretty simple for Thanksgiving. You know, that's just what I do. And this year, not in the past. And in the past, I wore myself out, and I don't want to do that. I just want to, so I got started ahead, and so tomorrow, all I really have to cook is the turkey, because everything else will be done, and all I have to do is pull it out of the refrigerator. And got the pies done, and desserts, maybe, and well, I'll make a salad too. You know, I love salad. I have salad with just about every meal. Always did. We always had a salad. My mom always made a salad. She made her own dressing. Oh my gosh, it was beyond incredible. And it was so simple. It was just with oil and vinegar and a little bit of salt and a little bit of sugar, and I still can't duplicate it. I would love to duplicate it, but I can't. I'm gonna try again. And so now that was the first. Someone stopped for me at the crosswalk there, both sides. You gotta be careful at the crosswalk, because sometimes one side will stop and the other won't. And but they did, but I think they saw me holding the camera too. So, you know, take a camera with you everywhere. I take my camera with me just about everywhere. I do. I really do. I take my camera with me just about everywhere. And when people see you have a camera, you get kind of a different level, better treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take it to the doctors. I take it to a massage place where I get my massage or my pedicure or whatever. And so, what a beautiful day. It is so beautiful. So very simple. Less is more, but we'll have more rather than less. But it's, you know, it's not 20 dishes. It's more like probably 6 or 7 or 8 dishes. And for tomorrow. And yeah. And so I'm just enjoying life, because, you know, life is precious. And I'm grateful to be healthy and to be alive and to feel great. Okay? Remember, I'm almost 65. I'm 64. And, you know, people who know me in person tend to think I'm a lot younger, even though they know my age. And I tell them, wait a minute. I'm slowing down by choice, not because I have to, but I'm slowing down on choice because I want to savor, I want to enjoy it, and I want to take care of me. And so I'm all about taking care of me. I showed a video the other day about making my vegan soup. If you don't know that one, go look at it. You know, I kind of take you my journey. You know, when I was going through the breast experience and the mammogram, the ultrasound, the doctors, all of that, I took you on that experience with me. Trying to be perfect. I'm just me. And now see, this is a child. Now see, you can't see the tree roots, but they're up here. And one day I went flying, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, flying through the air. Oh my gosh. I got skinned, you know, my knees skinned up. There's the truth. You gotta be really careful when you're out here for a lot of reasons. One day a car veered off the road about right down here. They must have been texting or something. And my daughter and I were out here a couple years ago, and I shoved her to the side, you know, in case because the car was coming at us. And fortunately, the car veered back onto the road. It came off the road and then it got back on somehow. It must have realized it. But oh my gosh, it was so scary. So you got to watch for drivers. You got to watch for varmints, animals. You know, but most of the animals, the dogs here are wonderful, wonderful. There used to be some wild cats that lived along here, but I don't know whatever happened to them. We've always had deer go through our yard. Now we just have like one deer, because when they built that golf course community behind us, behind our property, it took out all the woods from back there. And so now we don't have all the deer that come through, but I love the deer. It was a family of 5 deer. 5 deer. It was so beautiful. They were so beautiful, and they'd come every night like clockwork. And now then it became 3, and now it's like 1. But I'm grateful for the 1. Maybe someday all 5 will come back. Who knows? I love picking the leaves. I love it. I love the leaves. I used to do that when I was little. I think we all did. Yep, look at all these leaves. Yep, they're off the tree. The trees have turned. My husband and I went for a whole day trip, and I did that all on video with all the beautiful leaves and all that. And did you all see the motorcycle? Me on the back of the motorcycle? Oh my gosh, I have to tell you, it was called Grandma Rides a Motorcycle or something with a younger hubby, because my husband's younger than me. We've been married 30 years. He's 5 years younger, almost 5 years younger. We're both into fitness. Now the golf courses are all over here, but they're secluded, so you can't hardly see. So my husband plays golf every day. So can you see the golf courses over there? Can you see them? Yeah, you probably can. And they're all here. And but I'm not a golfer, you know, I'm not. I'm just not a golfer. Some people are. My husband, oh my gosh, he plays golf every day. You to be a giver, but also know how to receive. Some people don't know how to receive anything, and they'll make excuses, or they'll actually give it to somebody else, or they'll say, oh no. You know what? I'm a great receiver and I'm a great giver, but you have to know how to receive, and you have to know who and how to give to. We're not meant to give to everybody. You know, we get all those telemarketer calls, and most of them I think are scams, pretending to be someone else. So I don't do solicitors. I'm very careful how I give. You know, some people, they get these phone calls and it says, oh, we're this or that, please donate. And it's not even the real cause. It's somebody else. It's somebody in another country making fake phone calls to get money. It is cold out here, but once you get running, even though I'm more fast walking doing the video. So what I do is I do bits and pieces. So I speed up and I run like this. Can you see that I'm running? Can you see? So I run, but I don't want to trip. So when I do the camera, I stop. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna slow down when I do the camera. Over here, they're doing a house. See the golf course is right there, if you can see. And then they're building on every little tiny space, and you can see how close those houses are together. I am so grateful that we have the property that we do. Right in the heart of everything, we have these several acres of ground, you know, of beautiful trees and privacy. I love that. And there's no more, I mean, we live in a golfing area. It's a very well-known golfing community, and it's a small town. So now everybody got caught on and they want to all live here. So they're moving to the, you know, but the houses, now so many of them are on top of each other, and I don't want that. I love having my privacy. Do these videos, you never know how you're gonna look. Sometimes my lipstick is smeared. Oh my gosh, I could go home and find I have a booger the whole time. But you know what, I put it up anyhow, because it's not just about how you look, it's about your content and what you have to say. So, you know, in my classes, I keep a great attitude. I'm fun. And so many people are not fun to be around. They take themselves way too seriously. And I do take myself seriously, but I take myself fun too. Like when I'm in my classes and, oh my gosh, I get asked some of these questions, and I'm usually well prepared. Like I said, I've done really well. And yet sometimes I'll get on a question, they expect me to know the answer, and I'm like, I don't know it. And so I laugh about it. And everybody else does too. I keep a light attitude. I keep a very positive attitude, and I think that's so, so important. Now, so when I get in situations like a teacher asks me a question, I don't know the answer, I'll just go, you know what? Where's my head at? And, you know, you have to keep humor in the right way. Not all situations should you be going around being funny. You know what I'm saying? But so many of them, like, you know, not knowing the answer to the question. You know, I make light of it. I guess maybe in some situations you shouldn't, you know. But, yeah. Okay. So let's say, today I'm going to go home, make this stuffing. We call it stuffing. A lot of people call it dressing for the turkey. Now, y'all know I'm vegan, but I'm going to have a little turkey on Thanksgiving. And I'm not 100% vegan. I'm primarily vegan with momentary lapses in veganism. Meaning if we go out to a restaurant and they don't have anything that appeals to me, I'll have, you know, something that'll have non-vegan items in it, you know, because I think eating meat is fine in my opinion, but it's just not what I do and want to do in large doses or large amounts. Yep, it's all beautiful. You know, some people, they don't listen, and they have wise people around them, and they refuse to listen. They listen to the wrong people, and, you know, they have to find out the hard way. You know, I listen. Not every wise person is 100%, you know, correct, but often, you know, who you're going to trust? Somebody who has your best interests at heart and who's wise, or somebody who is absolutely stupid and they make stupid, you know, choices and decisions, and you're listening to them. Well, what kind of decisions and choices do you think you're going to make? And so some people, you know, I don't give advice or suggestions, and this is my way of handling things. If someone is making poor choices and poor decisions, and there's somebody that I feel comfortable enough to go to and say, hey, or that I am supposed to, I feel like sometimes we need to say our part. And then if they don't want to listen, I've done my part. I step back. They have to learn the hard way, unfortunately. Other people will listen. Smart people will listen. The not so smart people will not listen. But there's not a whole lot you can do about it other than step back. Okay, I'm almost to my turnaround spot. About 2.5 miles, give or take. And I go down here and I turn it around. Now this is sand here. And then I get down here and it turns into pavement. And that's kind of my turnaround spot. And it is beautiful. So I turn around down here, as you can see. And it's before we get to Dairy Queen. I don't make it all the way to Dairy Queen on purpose. I probably want to go in there and get me a big ice cream cone. You see, I turned around. And, you know, it just is, you know, wonderful. This is something I do every day. You know, if it's really pouring or really, really bad weather, I don't. Well, you know, I also dance at home. And I had put the gym on hiatus, you know, meaning because I've been so busy, I haven't been able to really go to the gym. And, but I'm going to get back there. But I want to wait and You know, I've got school to finish up for this semester before I start the new university. And I've got, you know, quite a few things I want to do. And then I'm going to get back to the gym. Because I was going like, oh my gosh, I would do 3-4 hours a day at the gym in addition to everything else. And I don't know how I did it. So I had to take some of the things off the plate. But, you know, I do my 5 miles every day. And I dance at home. I get plenty of exercise. I eat healthy. There's no guarantees in life that just because you do everything right, that everything is going to be right, but you want to put it in your favor. Channel is stuck between 15.9 and 16K. So I mean 15,900 and 16,000. And for a while there, every time I got to over 16K, it would go back down to 15.9. And it did that for forever, even though I grow at about the rate of 200 a day. And, you know, I've been around and around and around talking to them, and of course they tell me it's spam, and of course I know it's not spam because the people that they take away are people that I go to their channel, they go to mine, we go to each other's live streamings, each other's videos, we watch them in full. Like for example, I go over to different friends and I resubscribe every day. And as soon as I leave the channel and I go back, I'm unsubscribed. Can you believe it? So if it's happening with me to them, it's happening them to me. So, you know, I've given up concerning myself about the numbers. I think I should be way, 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 way ahead. And even my live streams, one of the reasons I don't do as many is because people don't get the notification till the next day after it's been done. They come there thinking it's live stream and it's not live stream. So only I get like a handful of what I used to because of the notification situation. So until YouTube figures it all out, I'm at peace and fine. I'm just grateful to be here and grateful to be able to have a wonderful channel and talk to you all and make all these wonderful friends. And sometimes you just have to not look at the numbers and say, wait a minute, my number should be 100,000, but I'm only showing whatever number, you know. It's okay, it's all good. In the bigger picture of life, there's bigger pieces of cheese to eat. I made that up. Okay, I'm at the little stop sign. Again, nobody here, so I always have to watch for cars. Okay, let me get over here, speed up a little bit. Go up this little hill. Oh. Okay, I did it. There I am. Okay. One of my goals for my life is to purposefully slow down, to enjoy, which I've always done, but to savor every moment, every day. I don't plan too much for the future. I have goals, I have visions, I have dreams, I have my kind of my loose leaf bucket list, and those are just more personal things, like taking wonderful care of my health, which I've always done, eating healthy, losing a couple pounds, whatever a couple pounds means to me, and you know, just taking care of me from A to Z. It's now or never. You know, I'm getting massages, I'm getting pedicures, you know. If you can't afford it, then give it to yourself. You know, get one of those, I guess, back massager things if it's applicable for your life. And, you know, or have your husband or your wife or your friend give you a back rub in exchange for giving them one. You know, that's a possibility. Of course, you got to know your body and it's got to be right for you, but yeah, but take care of you. So for me, it's now or never. Now or never. I'm going to make it now, meaning I'm being good to myself. Oh my gosh, see, this is the one issue with the camera. I just recorded the conversation. And well, I'll listen to it when I get back home to edit this. I might leave it in. I don't know. My husband, long story short, he is going out to lunch at my favorite place. in a town about an hour away from here with some of his colleagues, and he wants me to come, but I don't really want to drive that hour. So I was telling him I'm going to show up, and I said something funny. I said I'm going to wear a really low-cut blouse or something like that, and so I will see if I'm going to leave that in because I'm kind of embarrassed. I didn't realize the camera was rolling. So here we go, golf courses again. Can you see? See, it's so hard because everything's so private and they keep it secluded like that. So you can't necessarily see everything. But yeah, he golfs. My husband golfs. Oh my gosh, he's a good golfer too. He loves to golf. So yeah, when you're doing these videos, you gotta be so mindful. Oh my gosh, I don't mind bloopers, but personal conversations, like, you know, you got to be careful, okay? You got to go through. So before I usually put up a video, unless it's a really short one, I know exactly what was on it, I make sure I go through it because you just never know. Let Thanksgiving stress you out. You know, honestly, don't let it stress you out. You know, in the past, it didn't stress me out. I was just exhausted from it because I was the one doing all the cooking. Now I'm just keeping it simple, and I start ahead. You know, I start way ahead so that I don't have to be stuck doing all the dishes, over, you know, things like that. So I start way ahead, and which is what I've done. But the only thing I'll have to do tomorrow is when I wake up, put the turkey in the oven, because we usually have dinner around 5:36. It depends on who's coming, if we have to wait for somebody. You know, a lot of cars out today. This is a road that never has cars much on it. You can see there's like all kinds of cars. I don't know why. Oh, I love the leaves. Look at the leaves. I love the leaves. I don't know where my doggy friends are. They come out to greet me every day. There's so many cute ones along this way. So, yeah. Yeah, I love the leaves. The leaves are so cool. So cool. Nature's blessings, nature's cleaning. Okay, so now this is more what it looks like. Normally no cars. And maybe everybody's just going to visit for Thanksgiving. So will I do my 5 miles tomorrow on Thanksgiving? Probably. I normally do. I love doing my 5 miles. I am home. Actually, I got a phone call, and normally I would have videotaped more, but I got a phone call, and I got busy with the phone call, so that's kind of what happened. You know, when I'm out running, I also make use of that time, and I talk on the phone because it tends to be helpful, you know, to save time because I have a lot to do. So I'm going to go get started on my Thanksgiving preparation for tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving!